I state your name.
I, Dan Thorson,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio.
and I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
as a member of the Board of Education of West Geauga Local School District,
as a member of the Board of Education of West Geauga School District,
Geauga County, Ohio,
Geauga County, Ohio,
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and in accordance with the laws
and in accordance with the laws
now in effect and hereafter
now in effect and hereafter
to be enacted
to be enacted
during my continuance in said office
during my continuance in office
and until my successor is elected and duly qualified.
until my successor is elected and duly qualified.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Enrollment to the state. As it stands right now, we get a roughly $1.4 million, and I may not have all the answers for everybody. I will do my best to interact where we can, and if it turns into a community meeting at some point, we will get it. We will do community meetings, but I will try to help here. Open enrollment is revisited every year, and that's all that's going to happen at this time here. It's got a lot of emphasis and interest. There is the contiguous aspect, which we could go to. There is the present form that we're under, and it was started back when we thought we had some very serious holes in our budget. In the last 6 years, we as a district, everybody in all the capacities have worked very hard on our finances. And so, for example, our lunch program no longer loses $200,000 a year. Our investments made $300,000 more than they would have in the last 5 years. That's about $60,000 a year. We have had $300,000 in free contributions to the district for technology. The teachers union took a freeze. Our health insurance costs, due to a recession, unfortunately, were dramatically reduced. So that helped, and open enrollment helped. So we're in a very strong financial situation right now.
Michael, do we now have a policy we're addressing people who ask questions? Is this interactive now? Because I'd like to address this also.
We are allowed to interact. It may not go to the degree of having a community meeting, and I don't know if anybody wants a 5-hour meeting.
Because I would like to address that subject.
But since at this time, I think that's good enough to address your question, I hope, ma'am.
Well, I do have some things to say that Michael didn't cover, and I would love to address it. And the first thing is 1.4 million is very significant. That is 15 teachers. So think of it. Open enrollment equals 15 teachers. If we lose that money, the money does have to be made up. Now, we have $9 million in the bank right now. The reason we have it is partly because of open enrollment, also because of the teachers' sacrifices, and also because of cuts that the board has made, which have been very painful. However, if we lose that $1.4 million, we'll have to dip into the $9 million. Having $9 million and losing 1.4 does not mean 1.4 divided into 9 to give us the number of years we're solvent. The reason is the teachers have taken a complete freeze. Their salaries will presumably go up. Other expenses go up. Our revenues do not go up. The reason they don't go up is when you pass a levy, we may say it's going to cost you $100 on a $200,000 house. However, that is not exactly true. A levy raises a specific amount of money that does not change with inflation or real estate values. So our funding is locked in. The plan with that $9 million is that we get the $9 million here, we save it, and as our expenses rise, we tap into that $9 million. So within about 2.5 years, Michelle could correct me, we will no longer be in the black. However, with open enrollment, we will be in the black for 5 years, as long out as our treasurer projects. So that is another point on open enrollment, which I think we do have to discuss, because even if the board, I'm sorry? 15 teachers, yeah.
Well, then I'm going to step in on that, since we're all stepping in. Because that's just an if. There could be many other different ways we cut other than teachers. There are many things. There are other bodies that aren't teachers. There are other places that we can cut from, just like we cut and reduced with our lunch program. Our operations manager has done a fabulous job reducing things down to the paper towels that we put in our district. But there are still other things that we are overspending on. So it doesn't necessarily. I think the point of all of our responses is there is no voting on open enrollment tonight. It's going to take us every part of 2 or 3 months to get to that point. That's his opinion, this is my opinion, but we all collectively have to come together and look at all of those variables to decide what the best one is.
Does the community have an opinion?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And-
Thank you.